When you own a business, there are always a million things to do. So how do you know that you're spending your time, your energy, and your money on the right things? That's when you need a strategic plan. Let's talk about it. What up, y'all? I'm Liz Marie, a brand strategist and creative helping women in BIPOC-owned brands get clarity, level up their brand so that we can achieve generational wealth. That is the goal. So business is really overwhelming. I can't tell you how many clients I talk to who have a million things going on. I mean, especially when you're getting started, it seems like there's so much to do and you can never really make it through that checklist. Not to mention, there's always some new idea, some new opportunity. Should I be on TikTok? Should I launch a new product? Do I need to be trying this marketing thing? Is this a good business idea for me? Here's a collaboration. Do I need to go to that event? Should I be on this person's podcast? There is a lot. And if you're like me, you're only one person. You only have so much time. A lot of that time needs to be spent making money. A lot of that time needs to be spent growing your business so you can make more money. So it's really, really important to prioritize. And chances are you're spending a lot of time and energy on things that aren't actually aligned with where you want to go long term. That's where strategic planning comes in. The idea is to focus on the end goal that you have in mind and work backwards so that all of your time and your efforts and your projects are focused on specifically reaching that end goal or that end vision. They're all supporting that and they're all aligned. There's no wasted energy that's working against or not even supporting the end goal for your business. This is especially important because, like I said, time is our most valuable resource and it's our scarcest resource. There's never enough time. And so you're never gonna make the progress you want to make if you're spending your precious time on the wrong things that aren't actually working towards that progress and aren't moving you in the right direction. It's really easy to get caught up in all of those other things, or this feels important, or maybe this feels urgent, even if it's not important. And it can be really hard and take some discipline to cut those things out, but that's what a strategic plan will help you do. So how do you go about creating one? First, what is a strategic plan? It's a really simple document, often even just a diagram or framework. You could see it on a PowerPoint slide that identifies your most pressing and intentional goal that you want to achieve for your business, and then breaks that down into specific initiatives and tasks so that you know where to prioritize your time. How do you go about creating a strategic plan? Let's go step by step. First, I want you to write out every single thing that you're currently spending your time on. This isn't necessarily part of the plan, but it's gonna come in later when we start to prioritize and figure out what you can cut out. This is really important because if you're anything like me, sometimes you have these big ideas and things you want to achieve and they're not necessarily realistic, factoring in everything that you have going on. And you need to be aware of all the things that you do have going on and the time that they all take before you can start to fit in new stuff. This also gives you an opportunity later to come in and see what you can cut out, what just isn't really moving the needle for your business. Once you've written all that out, let's go to step number 2. I want you to identify your biggest goal for the next year. You may have one in mind already, something really clear and specific, but sometimes you have to reflect on it a little bit. You can ask yourself, where do you want to be 1 year from now? How do you want to feel? What would success look like in your business 1 year from now? And this can look like a lot of different things. Maybe the first thing you thought of was revenue or sales, a number goal. And that's the case for a lot of businesses, but that's not the only thing that you can focus on. You may want to launch a new product. Maybe you're trying to expand your business. Maybe you're trying to get it off the ground in the first place. And a year from now would be to be established. And that's a significant goal. Maybe you're looking to become profitable, not just have revenue. You may be trying to gain more time and you're looking to build out a team and to delegate. Maybe you're trying to get more efficient and get your operations really on track so that you can automate lots of things. All of these goals are really valid and they take a specific approach. So you want to be clear about what is the most important priority. Is it financial? Is it time and energy? Is it space? Is it scaling? What does that look like? And the important thing is that it should be one. And I know that's really hard to do. There are often really interrelated, but if you could only achieve one huge goal in the next year, what would that one thing be? Step 3 is to break that goal down into 3 or 4 key initiatives. An initiative is really a long-term project or area of focus. It's gonna have a lot of tasks and sub-projects and moving parts beneath it, but it's where you're gonna focus your energy in order to achieve that goal. So for example, if you are launching a new brand, that might look like product as an initiative, as in literally getting the product created and up and running. That might mean marketing, and it might mean sales. Those might be your 3 initiatives. My biggest goal for this year is to make the same or more money with less time spent, for me personally. And so for me, that looks like operations, building out a team, launching some new products that don't require as much of my time, and marketing. Those are my key initiatives in order to achieve that goal. 4 is to break each of those initiatives into the tasks or projects that it would take to achieve your goal. So for example, if you want to grow your sales, how are you going to do that? Are you going to hire a sales team? Are you going to go to a bunch more events? Are you going to amp up your marketing budget? Are you going to launch a new e-commerce site? What are the steps that it would take to move that needle for that initiative? And you can be a little bit general. So for example, you could say new website. And obviously there are many tasks that go beneath creating a new website. You know, you could break that down into many smaller parts, or you can be incredibly nitty-gritty and specific. That is up to you. Step number 5 is what I like to call resourcing. So this is looking at, where are you even gonna get the time to do all this shit? What are you going to cut out or deprioritize in order to make time for these new things, if necessary? You wanna look at, is this realistic to achieve in 1 year's time? Or is this actually a 2-year goal? Do you need to extend your strategic plan? Looking at the list that you created in step 1 of everything that you have going on. So you can use this step to actually cross stuff out, or you can delegate. So I recently worked with a client who had this crazy list of everything that was on her plate as CEO, and she had a team. We use that as an opportunity to identify things that we could pass off to people on her team, that we could outsource to other contractors or vendors, like an assistant or a marketing person like me, and those that were actually really important for her to do herself or that she wanted to do. And some didn't even really need to be done in the first place. They were, in the grand scheme of things, something she was interested in, but that weren't a priority for this time. So another part of it is taking ideas or projects that you had maybe been planning and saying, yeah, actually that's not a this year thing. That's a next year, or that's sometime in the future, because it's just not the most pressing priority. Once you've gone through and created some space for yourself, you want to go to step 5, which is scheduling. So you're going to look at all of the tasks that you have in order to achieve this goal, and you're going to start to put some dates around them, some deadlines, so that you can hold yourself accountable. Now you can get as specific as you want based on the tasks and subtasks that you've identified, or you can just set big milestones like, you know, March and April, we're going to be focused on this part of the initiative. Going through June, we're going to shift to this second phase. It's really up to you. I find that eventually it really helps to get specific and assigned deadlines so you can hold yourself accountable, but we're really focused on getting the big picture so we can assess what is actually possible. And once you do the scheduling, you can see, once you've put these initiatives and tasks on a calendar, can you achieve this? Is this something that is going to take longer? Are you being realistic? And is it very doable? You may find that, all right, this is perfect. I'm now even more focused and I can achieve more with the same amount of time and energy because I don't have these other distractions. And the final step is to just put this into action. So you start checking these tasks off the list, moving through each of the projects in your initiative. And it's important to keep in mind that you may be doing these things concurrently. So if you have 3 major initiatives going throughout the year in order to reach this goal, that may mean that you do first, second, and third. You focus on one for a few months, then the next, but more than likely, they're gonna all be happening at the same time. And so you can just little by little keep making steps towards progress in those areas and work towards achieving that big goal. This strategic plan should guide all of the decisions that you make for the rest of that year or whatever time frame you've given yourself. So when a new opportunity comes up or you have an idea about marketing, or you're wondering, should I be doing this? You can have peace of mind and go back to your plan and say, no, actually, I'm doing exactly what I'm meant to be doing in order to reach my goals. Or you may say, actually, yeah, that does fit in really, really well with this strategic plan. So it is worth changing course or reprioritizing in order to focus energy on it. It should give you a lot more clarity and alignment so that your actions are very thoughtful and deliberate, and all of your energy is being used to support your main goal. I recommend creating this plan once a year and checking in with it at least every quarter to make sure that you're making progress. Maybe you need to reassess. You can adjust if priorities have changed. But what you don't want to do is just set it and forget it and never revisit it again. That is going to be way less likely to actually achieve the outcome that you're looking for. Now, finally, you can absolutely take a crack at doing this on your own, especially if you're a planner like me or have that strategist mindset. This may come naturally to you, but I find that it's really, really helpful to do it with another person. And that could mean you're collaborating and you're both doing it together and helping each other, or it could just mean you have a friend or a partner or someone to echo back to you and help you sift through these things, because it can be really hard to cut things out on your own. Sometimes you need someone to mirror that back to you and say, is that really that important? Isn't there a better way you could approach this that doesn't demand your time, in order to actually make those decisions? Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy when it comes to delegation. So if you need help with strategic planning, I would be so thrilled to help you. You can sign up for a strategic planning session at the link in the description. And I hope this was helpful. Drop a comment and let me know how your strategic planning session went. Until next time, stay badass. All right, y'all, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down there. And check me out at LizMarieStrategy or LizMarieStrategy.com.